Hello dear students and my dear friends, Assalamu alaikum and welcome back to Top Lesson for You. Dear students, as we are discussing about the blood supply of the upper limb, so we have covered the blood supply of the upper limb up to the brachial region, right? And we have discussed about the branches of brachial artery, right? So we have covered it from the origin point, that is subclavian artery, its branches, then there is axillary artery and then its branches, and then the brachial artery and the branches of the brachial artery in the arm region, right? Now we are going to move forward in the forearm and see all the branches which are here, and the branches, the first two branches are the terminal branches of the brachial artery, which are radial artery and ulnar artery, right? So we will see the branches and the blood supply of the radial artery, then we will see the branches of the ulnar artery, and then we will move towards our hand, right? So let's discuss before moving to our lecture. If you haven't watched the lectures regarding the blood supply of the upper limb from the origin point, then go and watch those lectures so that you can connect those lectures with this lecture. You will easily find all those arteries which are responsible to supply the blood to the upper limb, right? So let's discuss our lecture regarding the blood supply of the forearm. Okay, so from here above there was this artery, you can see, let me highlight it. You can see this artery. This artery is our brachial artery. Clear, friends? So we have told you that this brachial artery in the cubital fossa, little distal to this elbow joint, bifurcates into radial artery and ulnar artery, right? So up to here I have discussed all those branches in the previous lecture. You can go and watch them. Now we are going to discuss the branches of the radial artery and the branches of ulnar artery separately, so that we will complete the blood supply of our forearm. So as this area from here, from elbow joint up to the carpo-radio-ulnar joint, this section is our forearm, right? This is our forearm. So we are discussing in this lecture the blood supply of the forearm. So let's start our lecture regarding the branches of the radial artery. So as here, this is radius bone, this is radial side, and that is ulnar side. This is lateral side, and that is medial side. Friends, I have shown the branches, and as you can see, it's a little bit complicated, but don't worry. As we are moving forward, I will name each branch, and you will easily find, and you will easily mention all those branches, and easily you will learn all of them. So let's start our lecture. The radial artery. We are discussing about radial artery and its branches. So first of all, if someone asks what is radial artery, so look carefully. We know that this is our brachial artery. This is brachial artery. Now when brachial artery comes down little distal to the elbow joint, about 1.5 centimeter to elbow joint distally, it bifurcates into right and left arteries, and this lateral artery is called the radial artery. So let me mention this. This is our radial artery. Okay, friends, and this artery is our ulnar artery. Okay, now let's discuss the branches of this artery and a little bit about this artery. That what is radial artery? It is the continuation of brachial artery. Everyone knows when brachial artery divides, it gives radial and ulnar artery. So look, radial artery is the terminal branch of, what is radial? A terminal branch of, it is the terminal branch of brachial artery. Very good. Okay, where is this artery located? What is its location and origin also? So it begins in the inferior aspects of the cubital fossa. Here is the fossa, which is called the cubital fossa, right? So it begins in the inferior aspects of the cubital fossa. Let me write here. Begins in inferior aspects of cubital fossa, right, and descends down and runs down in the anterior compartment of the forearm. As our forearm has interior compartment and posterior compartment, so this radial artery moves down. This is its course. It moves down in the anterior compartment of the forearm, right, and runs down in anterior compartment of forearm. Okay, that's great. This was its origin point and its course. Now, what is the length of this artery? So this artery, from its point of origin up to the bifurcation point at this region, at the distal part of the radius and ulna, its length is about 21.64 centimeter. 21.64 centimeter. And it's also an artery, so this is its length and it will be its diameter. So its diameter is about 2.325 millimeter, right? 2.325 millimeter, right? Okay, done. This was a little bit about this artery. Now see the branches. What are its branches? It's very easy to learn its branches. Look carefully, friends. First of all, as this artery arises, it moves a little bit laterally and it gives this branch. This is its first branch, right? This artery. And as you guys know that we have mentioned this artery also here, right? If you can see, this artery is the radial recurrent artery. So this is its first branch. Let me mention. This is our radial recurrent artery, right? And it goes upward superiorly and in anastomosis with the radial collateral artery. You can see here, this is radial recurrent artery and it anastomosis with the radial collateral artery. Clear? Right. So the first branch which arises from radial artery is the radial recurrent artery. Then moving further down, you can see these small branches, right? These are the small branches, and all these branches are named as, I will name them as the muscular branches. These are the muscular branches. Okay. So the second class of many but small arteries which arises from this radial artery are the muscular branches. Okay, then we move further down. So we have, up to now we have mentioned two branches, the radial recurrent artery, right? This is its first branch. Then the second branch, the muscular arteries. Okay, many and lots of muscular arteries. Then as you can see, as it comes down, right, near to the corporadiolnar joint, or we can also say at wrist joint, laterally, it divides into two branches. You can see here, right? It divides into two branches. So what are these two branches? This branch, as you can see, this branch moves deeply, right? So we call it deep palmar branch, right? Look carefully what I'm saying. You can see this branch. Look, this is its bifurcation point. I'm talking about this artery, right? It comes little laterally and goes like this up to here. It goes deep in the palmar surface, right? This is dorsal surface, this is palmar surface. Okay, so it comes like this and moves like this. I will show you right now in my hand. Look carefully. This is our radial artery. As you can see, this is our radial artery, right? So it comes down like this and it gives a branch and it goes deep in the palm, right? Like this. So we call it as deep palmar branch, right? This first branch, this is the deep palmar branch. Okay, done with it. This is the third artery, the third branch of this radial artery. So let me write it here. The third one, deep palmar branch. Okay, then there is the fourth one. Now you can see, look carefully, my dear friends, look carefully. This is this artery. Look, this artery is represented in dotted manner. Dotted manner. As this artery came to the palmar surface, and from here another artery goes like this to the dorsum of the hand, right? This is dorsal surface. So this artery is going like this, right? So we call it dorsal carpal branch, right? So it goes a little, so I have mentioned it in this metacarpal region. So just to make you guys understand, so it comes like this a little bit near to the carpal arteries, carpal bones, right? So this branch is called the dorsal carpal branch, as it is in the dorsum of the hand and on the carpal bones. So that's why it is called the dorsal carpal branch, right? So look carefully. I have mentioned this dorsal branch in dotted manner as it is posteriorly, right? This hand is like this. I have shown it like this anteriorly. So there was palmar branch and there is dorsal branch, right? There is dorsal branch. So this dorsal artery is, I have mentioned, in dotted manner. Okay, let's name it. This artery. What is this? This artery is our dorsal carpal arch. Dorsal carpal arch. Okay, it will come to the middle of the hand, right, to the mid region, right, and will anastomose with the same branch of the ulnar artery that we will discuss in the next lecture when we are discussing the branches of the ulnar artery, right. So the fourth artery, which is the branch of this radial artery, is the dorsal carpal arch. Let me write it here as dorsal carpal arch. Done. Then here, friends, look carefully. We have done with these two arteries, this one and this one. Now look at this branch. Look carefully, this branch, right, as it is coming up to here. Okay, this fifth branch is called the superficial palmar branch. It is coming little deep, right, deep palmar, and then there is another which is coming superficially. So one artery is coming deeply in the palmar surface and the other artery is also coming in the palmar surface but little bit superficially. That's why we call it superficial palmar branch, right.